Welcome back to my channel Life Talk, where we talk about life and more. Today, I thought I'll discuss a bit about an embarrassing incident which happened in my life 2 weeks back. I'm just telling this incident not just because to keep you guys entertained, but also I thought talking about it will ease my pain a bit. So anyway, before that, let me tell you a very relatable story. Once, there was a boxing championship being conducted exclusively for cats. So cats all over the world has come in to participate. But this one cat, this big, strong American cat, was constantly winning all the rounds and defeating all the opponents. By the time he had reached the final round, there was no opponents. He has defeated all of them. So naturally, he was feeling very confident, very happy, very high. He was feeling a bit of Brad Pitt himself. So he looked around the audience and threw an open challenge. He was telling, "No one else? There is no one else to defeat me? What a shame!" So he threw this open challenge, and before he could complete his sentence, this one fragile looking cat, was limping towards the podium. He was so fragile and so weak. This American cat was amused and surprised at the same time. He just went up to this fragile looking cat and asked him, "Where are you from, buddy?" So he said, "I'm from Somalia." And he said, "Are you sure you want to fight me? Have you ever seen my previous fights?" The Somalian cat replied, "Yes, sir, I'm here to fight you. The prize money is a bit tempting." Well, okay. The American cat agreed and they both went into the ring. But before even realizing what was happening, the Somalian cat defeated the American cat with one swift move. Everyone was stunned. Nobody could believe their eyes. What was happening? But finally, the Somalian cat was declared the winner. He was given the trophy and the money. Our American cat is still curious. So swallowing his pride, he went up to the Somalian cat and said, "How could you do it? How can such a fragile looking cat defeat like a strong cat like me?" American cat still couldn't believe what was just happened. But our Somalian cat looked up to this American cat and said, "A Somalian cat? Is that what you think of me? No, buddy, I'm a Somalian tiger. The poverty has taken a toll on me. I have nothing to eat. That might have toned me down a bit, but I'm no Somalian cat. I'm a Somalian tiger." Something like that happened with me. I'll tell you what. It was a Sunday morning and I was feeling particularly low that day. Oh, don't look surprised. Being married for 10 plus years and get to raise 2 kids, if you're not feeling lonely and depressed, I would say that you're nowhere close to motherhood, not even close. So, it is quite normal to feel depressed, angry, frustrated, irritated every now and then in your life. That is all the part and parcel of your life. So, chill. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm depressed. And then I got a call from one of my friends. She just called me to invite me to this small gathering, a kind of a get-together. I was actually needing a little pep up, so I thought I'll go, and I went there and I gave a little speech. But actually, my motives were entirely different. I'm not just there to have fun, but actually I want to make an impression, to make a splash. So here is a psychology tip. How can you make an impression? How can you make people idolize you? How can you become a superhero? Well, there are 2 ways. Number 1 is the hardest way. That is, you beat up the strongest opponent, or you help the weakling, the weakest contestant. I was not so sure of the former, so I thought I'll go with the latter, that is the weakling helping part. I have already spotted this weakling. The small boy with thick glasses, very introverted, sitting a little aloof in the crowd. I have my perfect plan. I saw a chessboard nearby, so I'll be inviting this kid to play the chess. I can defeat him in few moves. I even planned a little pep-up talk to motivate him, to inspire him. So naturally, I invited him over. He went down quietly and sat in the chessboard. He was not even looking at me. So I gave this little speech on how important a chess game is and how important it is we can use this chess game to connect among us and things like that. And I started playing the chess. But to my surprise, in 3 or 4 moves, this kid has defeated me. I thought it was a fluke. I went for the next round and the result was same. Okay, I went for the 3rd round. Well, the same thing happened. I was smart enough to recognize that, how many times, it doesn't matter how many times I play with this kid, the result is going to be the same. He is some kind of a Somalian tiger. So, I was humiliated and embarrassed in front of my whole family, in front of my friends, in front of my kids. I was astonished and stunned, and I don't know what I was going through. When people are embarrassed, I'm not talking about humiliation. When people are embarrassed, no matter their age, no matter their career status, no matter their economic status, all the people will behave exactly the same. They will behave like a spoiled 10-year-old. I may have behaved a little less than that, but you got my point. I remember I faked a medical emergency and I ran out of the room. I even forgot to pick up my kids, It's been 2 weeks and I'm perfectly over it now. Well, you can see that, right? Do you know, guys, why I told you this story? It is to talk about the word judgment. I grew up in a very orthodox family, in fact, in a joint family. I grew up with the notion that certain people, which is different from ours, from different religion, different caste, people living in different places, different countries, I have certain notions about them. I grew up believing that. I think it was during my college days that I actually moved out from my home and started living on my own. And since we are from the medical field, we had the opportunity to interact with different peoples from different sects of society. And that changed me. That opened my eyes and mind. There are a lot of people who are absolutely amazing peoples with character, with wit, with intellect, with passions, with ambitions. There are a lot of peoples in different parts of society which actually amaze you. What I am today, I'm entirely thankful to these people in my life. They still hold a very dear part in my life and in my journey. All I did is to shed my inhibition, shed my judgment, and I'm extremely thankful for that. Today, we live in a world where technology connects the whole world. You can connect with the people on all parts of the world, no matter their economic status, no matter their religion, caste, or any kind of boundaries, you can connect with them. But I have seen people, instead of connecting, they are using this medium to spread negativity, spread hatred, and misinformation. All I have to tell you guys is what I tell my kids every day. Please don't judge. If you choose to hate somebody, please don't do that without knowing that person. Well, coming back to the story, apart from the humiliation part, that kid amazed me, not for his great chess moves, but coming that from an 8 or 9-year-old is what that surprised me the most. So, all I have to tell you is, spread love, not hate. Wishing you a very wonderful and a lovely days ahead. Hope you really like this video. If you do, please make sure to like, comment and share. And also, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.